Today we take jumping into an aircraft and flying around the world in comfort for granted. How would you feel if your air hostess showed you to your seat and this was what your first class ticket had bought you? The question I get asked all the time is why tiger moths and why gypsy moths, why fly these aeroplanes? If you look at these aircraft, they're so beautiful. And then I got a chance to fly one and it was such a wonderful experience. It was the wind in your hair, it was the open cockpit. There's no window to look out of, but you look down at the ground and it's different than looking from a normal aircraft window. It's just so beautiful. And I made up my mind that day and there and then I was going to fly a tiger moth. And then I started reading about who'd flown these type of aircraft and where they'd taken them. And I started reading about people like Amy Johnson. And I thought, if she can do it, I can do it. 85 years ago, 26-year-old Amy Johnson entered the annals of aviation history when she became the first woman to fly an open cockpit de Havilland Gypsy Moth like this one from England to Darwin, Australia. Over 19 days, she crossed 16 countries and covered 10,000 nautical miles. That's almost halfway around the world through tropical storms, immense heat and desert sandstorms, all whilst being exposed to the elements. Amy was the very first woman to complete such an epic adventure. An incredible feat for anyone, made all the more impressive in a time when the general consensus was that women shouldn't be flying. My name is Amanda Harrison, and this May I'll be the first woman in 85 years to recreate this epic journey in an aircraft just like Amy Johnson's. I'll be flying my Gypsy Moth from England to Australia, stopping briefly to eat, sleep, refuel and carry out maintenance. Moths are a type of aeroplane designed by Sir Geoffrey de Havilland. She is a biplane, which means two wings, and a single fuselage where the pilot sits. To put the size of this aeroplane into perspective for you, you could fit 10 of these aeroplanes sideways into the cabin of a modern Airbus A380. People always ask me, what am I most afraid of doing a trip like this? Well, yes, if your aeroplane has a few technical problems, that might be quite scary. A lot of the weather that I'm going to face in this type of aeroplane could be very scary. However, I've flown an awful lot in rain and snow and wind. It's more what's going to be happening on the ground when I land and get out as a woman in places that aren't used to women flying that is most scary to me. Amy faced all sorts of difficulties in 1930. There were very few accurate maps and weather reports were vague. Today, I'll have the advantage of satellite navigation and reliable, accurate weather reports. But with the conflict, corruption and bureaucracy at every turn, this journey might turn out to be much harder than in Amy's day. This is going to be an amazing adventure. I hope you will join me as I fly to Australia in a Gypsy Moth.